All right, everyone, head coach Ben Olsen here. Ben, just your thoughts on that result there, early lead, and then 2-1 loss in the end.
Shot ourselves in the foot there on the goals, and that's disappointing. But as far as the performance, it's pretty good. There's enough there to win that game, and some of the stuff we've worked on in preseason to get more dangerous in front of goal and more numbers, and some of the patterns and patterns of play that are allowing us to be more goal dangerous I thought was pretty good. And so I don't have a lot to say about the performance other than it was a good enough performance here at home to win the game, and we just sold ourselves a little short on some moments that cost us.
All right, sorry, David up front.
Hi, Ben. On the second goal, was there said anything about the potential foul against McGlynn?
I saw the referee do a diving motion, which really pissed me off because it wasn't that. And I would have liked to see it reviewed. I've looked at it a few times. There's a little tug, and at that speed, if you hit somebody, it can knock them off balance. So I'd like for them to take a look at that, and then we can all be the judge. But someone upstairs, said it wasn't worth looking at. That's hard to believe. Then he can make that decision. But goals are important, so why not have a look? You're the boss, right? He's the boss. Let's go take a look at it.
And then can we get an update on Eric Sviatchenko?
He'll play when he plays. He'll be back soon.
I'll go to Dustin.
Hey, Ben. Both their goals looked like defensive mistakes from you guys. New partnerships back there. How do you clean that up going forward?
It's just reps, right? Time with each other, and you have three guys that haven't started with each other, and you get Femi, who I thought overall did a good job. But what happens is sometimes those moments you can play a full game of quality and have a moment where you're a little naive, and in this league that can cost you. And but overall, I thought they did pretty well. Obviously the turnover there is a little bit of a folly, and not something that we advise. But at 1-1, there's plenty of chances to go 2-1 and even get when they got the goal to get the tie out of that. I thought the subs came in and did a pretty good job. They were eventful and dangerous, and a lot of good performances. It's hard to process how you lose that one, but because there were a lot of good performances. Jack played great, I thought. Artie played great. Femi had a really good game for a kid with his first start. Bossi and Kowalczyk were dangerous all night long. So overall, something to build on, I guess, but it still hurts.
And just first match of the season still, but what's the message to the guys? A rivalry match, tough loss
Just
like
remember
that.
it. Remember them celebrating on our field for the next time. So we'll see them again, and but they did what it took to they got the result. There's nothing we can say about it. They got the 3 points, and we got none. So credit to them and what they did. But again, a lot of it was, unfortunately, I thought we gave it to them too easy tonight, and that's going to sting.
We're Luis back there.
Hey, Coach. Nicola Dator's debut, was it planned to play just with 3 or 4 days with the team, or it was depending on the game situation at that moment?
Nico was probably always going to enter the game. Nico's the type of guy, if he came here an hour ago, he could probably just come in and play with us. So he's been in different structures, and he's got who knows how many games at this point. So he knows how to play soccer. So I wasn't worried about that. I thought he gave good energy and worked hard and produced a couple really good moments. But it's new, you know. It's a new partnership, and again in the back. And listen. The reality is this is going to be an interesting first couple weeks to a month until we kind of figure out again who this new group is. And it needs time, and unfortunately, as you're doing that, you have moments that don't work out. And I've said it before, it's important early days, though, to have personality and understand how to win games when it's not perfect. And we lacked that tonight in a few moments that cost us.
Yeah, and talking about this team creating this new personality, can you talk about Arthur's performance as the new team captain and both trying to defend and also create opportunities on the offensive side?
I thought he was, maybe the best player on the field. Again, I thought him and Jack had a really good partnership and they played very well. Defensively, broke up a lot of plays, a lot of output on both sides of the ball, and even Jack towards the end was goal dangerous, but Artie was awesome, and I think we're in good hands from a leadership standpoint.
Good, Alex.
Thank you. Coach, good evening. Thank you for your time. You mentioned it's a new group. You mentioned that clearly it's going to take time and reps. What is your role and your coach's role as far as setting that tone? Is it a different approach to last year? These are all professional men. They understand it. They're feeling it as much as you are tonight?
I think so. I think coaches carry a little bit of a heavier burden sometimes than players, but it's a competitive group. They're not certainly not happy in there. Again, that's all to figure out. This is just the first of many games this year, and I think we have to take the good and keep pushing it and grow, because there was a lot of it, and understand that we can't make silly mistakes that can cost you in this league. So that's, again, I don't. The performance overall, I was really pleased with the numbers here and all that, but again, personality and moments, they change games, and that's going to be something we gotta continue to try to figure out.
And quickly, Coach, you mentioned Jack, and forgive me if I was a little bit late and you already talked about this, but his performance, obviously, you're happy with. How do you see his growth so far? It's been early on, of course.
I think this is going to be his first time in his career where he's really pulling the strings. And I think that responsibility for him is a little bit new, but he's not going to be fazed by it. I've only known him a little bit, but I know a lot of people. I know where he's from. I know a lot of people that know him and his character, and I think he's excited about this opportunity to be on the ball a lot and really make the game for us. So looking forward to helping him grow and get to where he wants to be, and whether that's with the national team or is that in Europe, those are all goals for a lot of young players, and being a part of helping him grow is we're going to enjoy that process.
Thank you, Coach.
Any other questions in the room? Yep, we'll go here in the middle.
Good evening, Coach.
Good evening.
So, from last season, the team had some issues on the final third. Do you see that coming back again in this game, or do you think it's too early to tell? I mean, you still have the same three up top. How do you fix that? Or do you think it needs to be fixed, or it's just a matter of giving it time to develop?
Let's see here. It's a good question. Look, we've the entire off season we reviewed film of ourselves and worked on it as a coaching staff and how we were going to go about the preseason. The entire preseason we worked on again being a little bit being more clear on how we're going to go about scoring goals. I saw some of that stuff tonight, and I don't, maybe not at the end result, But I saw some things that were different in our team tonight in the offensive end. Some of the things that we've been working on were being implemented from our players. I don't expect, frankly, again, it's pretty, you'd have to be with us to see some of these things. And I'm not challenging your IQ on soccer, but it is, I saw a lot of that, which was promising. So we're going to continue to hammer home some of these details that put us in better situations and more advantageous situations to score goals. And that's numbers in the box. It's certain patterns out wide. It's being more specific to these players on how we're going to go about scoring goals. And then you got to have guys score goals, right? Then you get the moments, and they got to do the job as professionals. And so that's always going to be there. But putting more of those moments together gives you a better chance. No shit, right? Yeah.
Anything else in the room? I know we got one on. Okay, we'll go to Rudy here. And then we have one on Zoom.
Just a quick one, Coach. Disappointing start, obviously, to the season, but what's your message to the fans that came out today, and obviously with more coming
I thought about that. Actually, when I came out tonight, it was a nasty night there, and it was probably going to be touch and go all night. So appreciate them coming out and giving us some energy tonight. The guys fought. They gave everything they have. That's never a problem here, right? There's never going to be a problem with my team of players not giving everything for these fans. So I can sleep with that. But we fell short for them tonight. So they'll come back though. They're loyal. I think they see some of the good and understand we'll get back to trying to fix some of the things that cost us.
All right, we'll go to a question on Zoom. Jesus, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Tough one to start off the season. My question is, you talked about some of the things that you guys have changed offensively that maybe us as the press we haven't seen yet. But did you see some of that during the 16 passing sequence that led to the game opener for your team?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about, yeah, for sure. Overloads, numbers in the box, more service, all those kind of came into play. A great switch of play from Jack, and a lot of that goal is what we've been working on. So it's nice to see some of that. But there were also a lot of other great sequences where I thought if we were just a little sharper, we'd see out the game. But we should have been able to win that game 1-0. That's the reality. So we got the goal, and we're a good enough defensive team to see that game out. And again, I think as much as you guys are harping on the goal scoring situation, I think we scored a goal and we were dangerous throughout the night. And again, defensively, we weren't where we needed to be in a few moments. But I didn't think they created that much. Late it gets a little bit hairy. It's stretched and we're pushing the game. But plenty of corners, plenty of looks, enough to win that game.
And then just a quick question. What do you have to say about first-time starter Awadosu on the back end? I know, 2 goals were conceded, but his individual performance on the field?
I thought he was very good overall. That's a tough matchup. Moose is a real handful throughout the night, and I thought overall he did very well. And I'm happy for him. I know it means a lot to him. This was a quick ascent for him, and there was a lot of pressure on him. I'm sure he put a lot of pressure on himself, and I think overall he did very well. Good. Thanks, guys.
All right, wrap it up there. Thanks, everyone. Jack McGlynn will be in here next.